1 week later, last week, we haven't moved from this spot. Oh, I really like this shirt. It's pink. This is me favorite sweater. It matches me booze. So this week we are going to talk about genre and appeal, and we are going to figure out what our book is about. What is the connecting thread between 50 Shades of Twilight besides the really, really obvious thing? Real is the Life begins at man. Life begins at man. Deeply, deeply insecure women. Deeply insecure woman. Abusive relationship. Yes, because it makes you a better person. Because it makes you a better person. And also because you have to save them somehow. You have to save them. You have to save them. You have to save them. Oh, and the biggie, the biggest biggie, man withholds intimacy. That would make sense. The plot is trying to get what the man is withholding from you. Fix him. Life begins at man. Martyred. 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 Life begins at man. The original idea we came up with at Sexy Alien Book at Twitter was, it's an alien at high school, and he's kind of invaderasim style of air. But he's a good guy for some reason, but he's conflicted about something. He's a splinter group, like trying to be on the down low, not wanting to be drawn into the intergalactic war that the humans don't even know about. Yeah, there's an intergalactic war, and he's there for reconnaissance or something. He doesn't like us, but that's the thing, though. Right now, we've already given it more plot than Twilight or 50 Shades. Cry. Cry like you've never cried before. To Stephanie Mears, credit, oh me God. Oh me God. 'Twas so much better written than 50 Shades of Grey. It boggles me mind that so many people are reading 50 Shades of Grey and going like, this is me fantasy, and if other people like it, great. I feel like, in a way, E.L. James is like the Michael Bay of writing, because she's all right at drawing people in and driving the plot forward, and people keep coming back and keep going like, this is legit. But it's just like she's so mad. Somebody driving the plot forward without having a plot, either. I apologize, Mr. Bay. That was way out of line. I am so sorry. I think you've had enough. It's like Michael Bay understands his craft. Michael Bay understands E.L. James does not. Fan fiction. Most fan fiction. And there's definitely fan fiction that gets very plot heavy, but the majority of fan fiction is more focused on exploring the characters' relationships with each other. So, therefore, they tend not to have plot, but they are very focused on how the characters interact, like the mistaken identities, the mistaken intentions, the fights, the tips. That's why Twilight is so fanficky, is because nothing happens until the light, and let it be said, we're not saying this to say that all fan fiction is bad. It's not plot heavy. It is enjoyable. But there's clearly a demand for that. There is a demand for it. Demand, for the most part, by women, for character-driven stuff that's not plot heavy. And that is part of what drives me crazy about Twilight, is the fact that it's not plot heavy to the point where the plot, when it does show up, 600 pages in or so, It's just so shoehorned in because it's like we need a conflict. And the only conflict so far has been Edward being like, no, I don't want it. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Fan fiction, when it's really well done, can be very psychological and very revealing of people, which is why 50 Shades, for example, would be an absolutely amazing exploration of how an abusive relationship is built up if it wasn't painted in a romantic light. Was it your fantasy? Because it's pornographic detail. Oh, very much so. One person coming in and feeling worthless, and the other person saying, I can give you, like, what worthless? You have all this worth, let me give it to you. By tying you up. Or by tying you and beating you with me alien rod. Because we re-derivative. There's so much shame surrounding sex. If you re-tied up, then you cannot, and you are not responsible for your own actions. And then you can enjoy whatever's happening to you. So we could find a way to contrivedly make it a paranormal thing and throw in the bzm because why not? This week's assignment, what is our genre? Are we going to go with young adult? Twilight? I'm afraid of sex. We never have any. Or we get married before we do. Or are we going 50 Shades? Lots and lots and lots of sex. But then wondering if we are whore for liking it. And you're not responsible for your own actions. And then you can enjoy whatever's happening to you. I feel like I should mention that Twilight with aliens has been done. What's it called? It was called Obsidian, and that's the big. I think that's the most popular one out there. And it's literally like she moves to a new town, and this time it's in West Virginia, and she, meets this boy in school, and he's an alien. And should this have a paranormal element to it? Should it be aliens? Should it be robots? Would Twilight with robots? I haven't seen, like I sometimes poke around the young adult. With androids. Bitches love data. Why not? Bitches do love data. Fully functional. He's fully functional. What is our gimmick? 50 Shades with robots. That would be like, this is already 5,000 more awesome than any of these bitches. The bibsm bots, and one of them grows a soul somehow. So are they like sex bots that were like, it could be like an A with Jude Law, and he's like a prostitute bot. This is already way too interesting for our project. Toning it down. Bring the thought level down, man. She goes to school, and there's a robot. He just wants to be a human. Or an alien. He just doesn't want to live in District 9 anymore. There's a prawn, but he's a sexy prawn. He wears a human suit he made out of he can have, like, the Phantom. Like, he takes off his human mask and she's like, you're beautiful. One of me favorite moments in history of film is the moment Edward Cullen is, like, standing in the sun with this, like, sparkle. Like, he just went to the Mac store and, like, got sparkle-fied and is looking at her and says, with all sincerity, this is the skin of a killer. Though, we putting too much thought into this. Yeah, but I'm liking that he takes his mask off and she's like, you're beautiful. Man, just man. So those are our assignments. What's our gimmick? What's our genre? Young adult or, sexy sci-fi with actual sex. Or is it even sci-fi? Is it paranormal? And of course, all this will be going up on what will become our ideal wall. Yes, right behind us. So you see there's this glorious blank wall behind us. We need to fix this. So send us wall things So we will have ideas and fun romance novelty things for us to put up on our wall. Send us your ideas about Gimmick Jenner. All sorts of fun observation. Tweet us at ShayApocalypse, hashtag 50 Shades of Green. And of course, you can follow us at ShayApocalypse. Leave comments at ShayApocalypse, come and on our blip page at 50 Shades of Green. You can also follow Sexy Alien Book if you just want to laugh, because it will retweet anything I think is funny. That shit was hilarious. Be sure to tune in next week when we change our clothes and discuss characters. What's their appeal? Why do we love these ladies? Why do we identify with them? And what makes us so hot about our abusive male love interests? And why is there always an ethnic third wheel? We need an ethnic third wheel. We need an ethnic third wheel. But that's what's not being done. Chinese. Too common. Indian. Indian. But the other, no, we discussed the other kind of Indian. In Twilight, he's a Native American. In 50 Shades, he's Mexican. And so without no argument on this, he's gonna be from India and be. It's sorry guys. Sorry guys. It's India. It's India. It's India.